Haha! So you guys, Wisconsin here, and I just wanted to tell you it's day 2 of me practicing doing a live walking with this in my left hand, as I was challenged by my significant other to get out of my box and try something new to work on our brain health. And we work with clients all the time, and we're working on shifting or changing direction or making changes in our life. And what I'm learning, we need to be changing things in our life to keep us challenged too. So it might get a little better, and it might not, I don't know. It still feels very awkward, just gonna say. So my topic today is, what's the story? Do you need to change it? What's the story you're telling yourself? And I'm going to use this in my health journey metaphor, but I want you to think about this in any area of your life that you're seeking to make changes. Is, what's the story you've been telling yourself all the way up until now? What are some things you believe? That it's always been this way. I'm being boned. I'm trying to think of things I heard growing up and things that I adopted as truth. And as I went on my journey and got to a healthier place physically, to acknowledge that those truths that I was believing, that I was always made this way and that I couldn't change and that I was big boned, or that I inherited these things, and you hang on to those things like they matter. And what I'm learning is you have to start looking at the picture you want to paint, or what you want to create in your life. And that's what this journey for me has been, is we work in our life book and we work on creating the picture of what healthy Corey looks like. What's Corey at her healthiest weight and mindset? What is she doing differently? And you start to get in touch with that picture that you're creating in your mind's eye. Some of the things, the visuals that have really helped me recently is, in my mind, I'm standing in a bathing suit on a beach. That's one of my images that I create in my mind. One is in a summer dress, and how I want my arms to look and how I want them to be toned. And I start to create this image in my mind. Physically, okay, mentally, I want to be joyful. I want to be in a good headspace where I can see others, where I can be fully present and aware of my surroundings and the people around me and the life that's going on around me. So that's part of my story that I'm writing in the future is, am I attentive? I want to have beautiful, loving relationships. So that's my future too. So that's in my story. I want to have a deep and meaningful relationship with my Creator. And that's in my story. So I put the things that I wanted in my story into my journal. And then I come back to today. And I'm in today, April 15th. I think it's a Thursday. And I'm going to be her today. In my mind, I want to respond like her. In my heart, from my heart to the people I engage with. And I'm doing the things that she's doing, right? And that's how changing the script has really helped me. But what makes a good story? Overcoming, right? Have you ever read a book that didn't tell a story about somebody overcoming something, and the bigger the obstacle or the bigger the challenge that they're overcoming, Do you find how much bigger the wins are? But when you're reading the story, how bigger you're cheering for the winner? So as you're going through the story, create that ideal or that perfect, what you see, and make it huge. Make it how you want to see yourself. And then you get into the day today and you start living that story. And we flip the language that's going on in our head, the dialogue. No, that's not what Corey does. I started having those conversations with myself. I had to become that girl, and I want to be the best version of myself. I want to live fully to my potential that God gave me, and I want to live for God's glory. So I pray every day that the desires on my heart are in alignment with God's calling in my life. But every day, I'm writing the story. Are you writing your story? Or are you letting your story write you? Have a great Thursday. I hope this gave you some insight today as to moving forward. I'm living a different life because I'm moving forward. You want that?